What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Life at the Hamids. So today you're joining me here in the office where I get on with my video editing and get on with my work. It's been really tiring for me. I've had a lot going on since we started school in terms of curriculum changes and just all of this stuff that I have to get done, which means I'm working really late, and by the time I usually finish work, it's after dark. But it is the end of the summer period and autumn's here now, and we're getting on with that winter, like that season. So first and foremost, I want to thank you all for following along this journey, because it's been a lovely one for me. We got the allotment in March, if I remember, and I started to record and post videos. The allotment was just grass mainly, and it had two little plots that people had grown on before, but it was overgrown. And what we did is we started from scratch, and Daffy and I dug the whole thing up, and that was amazing in itself and hard work, but it was really nice to get there, build some beds, and by the end of it we had a really functional, beautiful allotment that Daffy and I could actually grow things in. And how much did we actually grow, one might ask? Well, we calculated. So we calculated every time I was bringing things home, I was weighing them, and we were able to harvest about 105 kilograms to 120 kilograms of produce. And that's just our tomatoes. I've got a list here because I knew I'd forget. So peas, cucumbers, tomatoes, which was our cherry tomatoes, Bulgarian moneymaker, all the varieties, squash, which included our blue Hubbard and uchiki curry. I've got a few more that I haven't harvested yet and going to harvest, so I haven't added that in this actual calculation. The sweet corn, the kale, the kalettes, the French beans, aubergine, the Bangladeshi lau, which is a Bangladeshi summer squash, radish, figs, and grapes. So all of that accumulated to about 105 to 120 kilograms of produce, which is quite a lot of produce. And I'm so proud, and I'm Daffy's so proud too. And I'm sure you are as well, because you've seen what that plot was when we got it compared to what it is now and what we've been able to achieve. Now, we've not even harvested our potatoes yet, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'll keep that as a separate video, but we've not been able to harvest those yet, and I will be. I'm just leaving them in the ground as long as I can, and I'll take them out. I just got too much to do, and they're fine in the ground as long as they don't get frosted over. So we've got a little bit of time before that, hopefully. But yeah, things that could have been better, things that could have been worse, etc. We started late, so we got it in February. I didn't know I was going to get it, the allotment, but we made use of the time digging mainly. And I remember we were trying to beat the clock, but me being a perfectionist, I wanted a clean, fresh slate, so we were late in terms of having things in the ground. So that obviously impacted stuff. For example, the chili peppers, you're supposed to start those in January. I hadn't had a chance to start those in January at all. And if you think about it now, then none of them are ripe. So what do? Next year I'll do it better. I'll start earlier. I know that I can do much better because the ground is already worked, and I'm going to do no dig method. So I'm just going to weed and basically get on with it. So next year can only be better. But also at the same time, I understand that some successes that I have this year may not be successful next year, etc, etc. And some things may actually wow you, because the Bangladeshi khodu that I grew, we had 8 last year, and this year we had none. And then suddenly I gave up. I thought we were going to have 1. And then suddenly I've got 8. So even though it was late, we were able to. I think the best thing I had was French beans. There are loads of French beans and tomatoes. But I've got enough for a year, I hope. What we did with them, with the beans, is we vacuum sealed and blanched them first, and then vacuum sealed them. Cut them to size. I'm saying it in the whole different order. But cut, blanched and vacuum sealed, and then froze. We used as much fresh as we could, but most of it's in storage. The tomatoes, daffy, simmered down, reduced them by half, and then vacuum sealed them into portions that we can use with our curries or whatever we want to do. Obviously, the pumpkins will last, and as they're going, we'll use the ones that are most damaged first, and then basically the ones that last the longest last. So, next year will be amazing, hopefully. And there's not much more for me to say, really, apart from thank you for being part of this. And I hope that you've been benefiting from the videos. Next year, I'll be more on top of it. There's no digging. I'm doing the no dig method. And what I'm going to be doing is getting on with it at the right time frames, putting things down. As long as nothing goes wrong, obviously, with school, then that's what I'll be doing. So, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.